Hello everybody. Today I want to make a follow-up video to a little discovery that I've made by accident when I was trying to fill my AC with some extra coolant, which did end up working. I mean, I'm getting a lot of a lot more cold air, but what I really wanted to do is check out this particular headlight, and the reason for that was because I discovered moisture in it, and I also discovered this little number right here, the torn up gasket. Now since I did it, I filmed that segment about 3 days ago, it's been brutally hot, 90-95 degrees. Heat index is through the roof. Very good pool weather day, but but the problem obviously is still there. But the good news is I think the moisture that was in there got cooked off. So I mean, it was all moisture in here, that's gone now. It was all here, it's all cloudy, which obviously left me with some bad feeling, because I replaced both of these headlights last year, actually a year ago, almost to the date. It was in July. I'm filming this right after 4th of July, so I think today is the 6th or 7th. No, today is the 6th. So this one was clear, and it still is, but I have a feeling, because these are both aftermarket, they weren't the cheapest things, but obviously cheaper than $200 some, OEM. They served me well. I mean, they worked well for a year, that is, and now I'm afraid, because this gasket is a little torn up here, that the same thing is going to happen. Now, despite the fact that we have pretty good, hot summer weather, we're expecting about 3 to 4 days of monsoon, pretty much. And yeah, the whole grass cutting thing also left a whole lot of crap on the hood. So we're gonna be taking a look, and especially trying to fix. See, love that keypad. I'm gonna try and fix it now. Obviously, the best way to fix it is yet again to replace both headlights, but I don't want to do that for an obvious reason. I mean, for God's sake, I mean, I just did it a year ago. But I want to inspect them, and especially that gasket that runs the entire perimeter here. So, but to do that, I'm going to need to take off this plastic, and anything short of just taking the whole headlight out, which I can do, I've done it. But it's a day's project. I mean, it's not a day's, but it's at least a couple hours. But honestly, it's a couple hours that I don't have now. On the weeks that I work from home, which I am filming this during my, quote-unquote lunch hour, I don't have the privilege or pleasure of just, spending several hours here. I do have to work, and I have to leave right after, on the weekend, once again, to do yet another trip. So, you can solve a lot of things with time and money. Now, I mean, I'm not bragging. I have the money to get it fixed and replaced once again, but I don't want to do that. I don't have a lot of time either, so I'm going to try and do this. Oh, look, this one looks like the little plastic insert fell off, so I guess I don't have to worry about that. So yeah, I'm going to try and just quickly kind of take this plastic things off. Take off this whole shroud thing so I can see what the condition of the gasket is on both of these, because I'm afraid that since one is gone, or at least one is having issues, the other one will be right next to it. And I bought some fresh gasket maker, the same stuff that I used to fuse my windshield to that plastic cowl thing. And now this one doesn't want to come out for some reason. There you go. And that's been holding steady. So I bought the same type. I mean, it costs just a couple bucks. There you go. Look at that. Okay. There's that. Now, definitely not the most expensive piece of a Lincoln Town Car. Just a piece of plastic, which technically can, I mean, it can live without it. It doesn't really do a whole lot. I don't know. I mean, it covers some stuff, like it covers the cable. But I definitely want to take a look at this, and especially, yeah, you see that right there. Now, I know GoPro is not the best when it comes to zooming in and focusing, but yeah, I think I can see where it tore up right there. You see that? Right up here, kind of poking at it. And obviously that would let, I'm guessing it will let some moisture in through these little plastic, you know, like the fused up, the fused plastic. Oh God, that's not good. Now can it go anywhere else? I mean, there's got this gasket kind of goes all the way around. I mean, this was like that when I first got them. So I mean, if I had to pick, the weak spot is right over here. I mean, you can clearly see how it tore up, and I'm guessing obviously because these plastic joints are not the, you know, most waterproof things, that's where it happened. Now let's take a look right here. Yeah, you see here it's intact, but I have a feeling, give it some time and it'll probably, the same thing will happen to this one, which leads me to believe it's not the best headlights in the world, which I already knew that, but obviously now that just proves it. Okay, all right, so, well, just while I'm out here, I can kind of take a look as far as what else is happening here. No leaks, no nothing. All right, okay, well, I'll set up a tripod and I'll see if I can address this thing to the best of my ability. Okay, so here you go, once again, using this black adhesive sealant silicone RTV. It's the same stuff that I used over there. We're gonna be doing some fixes right over here. So this is where it is. So I'm gonna try and seal it, and I'm gonna use my gloved hand to kind of just poke it in there, because I understand it's gonna probably look like crap, and the last thing I need, well, the last thing I need is for it to look like crap. So it does come with this handy little thing that I cut the little nose off. You can obviously trim it to whatever you need, but I need just the thinnest portion of it, because obviously I'm trying to make it look presentable. Now, because of this rain season that we're gonna have, see how it's kind of filling in? I have a feeling a lot of my problems that kind of stem from the fact that my town car is outside. That's why my sunroof leaked, and I noticed it quite fast. That's probably why I noticed my interior leaked, and I noticed it quite quickly because of the, you know, the fact that it's just sitting here outside, and everything that comes its way ends up either damaging my town car or weather, nature finding its way inside, which is another problem, which is pretty much the same problem. All right, so I'm going to try to use pinky and just kind of work its way in there, creating that seal once again that the cheap Chinese seal couldn't come up with, or couldn't handle. Now, the problem is, obviously I need to keep it clean, so we're going to be using some good old-fashioned shop towels to keep my pinky clean. Oh God, somebody told me a couple years ago that, hey Vitaly, you'll become master of the DIY fixes. I would have told him no. I would have a new Camry. I would have a new CRV with warranty, the stuff that doesn't usually break. No, I'm kidding. I mean, I don't mind doing this. It kind of gets me out of the house. All right, so there you go. Now, not the best job in the world, gotta admit. But the fact of the matter is, most of this stuff will be underneath. Either that plastic thing that I will be reinstalling. Alright, so there you go. Or it's just going to be hidden by the hood. So there you go. All right, I think I'm pretty happy with this. Now, I am obviously covered with this stuff now. And I'm gonna have to let it dry, which probably in this heat is gonna be another problem. All right, let's see, what can we do here? Anything? Now right here, I mean, it's holding fine. It's not torn here, and then, but then I don't know if this thing, although it's kind of on the bottom. I'm guessing on the bottom it's not gonna be a problem. So maybe I'll leave it alone here. But then let's inspect it here. Alright, so if you guys can see that, so this side gasket is kind of fine. I mean, it's all in here, it's not torn up. This is where it joins up, and then it's kind of a separation line, but it's on the bottom, and I can't imagine anything making its way here. And like I said, so far it hasn't been a problem. So I think if I start putting this stuff all over the place, I'm gonna make it a lot worse. So that'll be a no. And then right down here, well, that separation is a little bit more pronounced, but it's also on the bottom. Well, technically that is on the bottom too, but moisture found its way in there. So, but I'm guessing it's not through here. So I'm not gonna do anything here. Let's take a look what happens. All right, so this is kind of the end result. So I let it dry out. It actually dries pretty quickly. So it, you know, it formed a little bond joint. I guess I'll let it dry for a little more, and then I'll put this plastic piece back here. And when it does dry out, it basically turns it into this type of a rubberized coating that's actually still surprisingly holding. This grass is killing me. It's all over the place. See, it's a problem with not having a garage. So in any case, I get all sorts of crap that falls in there, and then that falls in there. Look at all this. Look at this. Look at this. Obviously, we already know this car's, sorry, I know I'm not filming where I should be filming. We already know this car's magical ability to self-flood. If any of these channels get clogged up, and that's what I'm talking about. Like I didn't do these. This is literally like little bits and strands of grass, and because my car is sitting so close to it, you know, it's nothing that I do or don't do that causes this thing to flood. You know, it's a bad design. And I know there's a lot of you that will say, well, Vitaly, you're a bad design. And I would have to agree with it. But this is a car that shouldn't do this. You see that? Look at this. Like, how much more crap can fit in there until the water stops draining out of the million little holes that this thing needs to drain out of. Maybe not a million, but, you know, 3 or 4. And then it'll start flooding again on the inside. Now, to clean this all out properly, I know I have to remove all this goodness and clean, but then, you know, because I fused this plastic piece to the glass, and actually the previous owner did this side, I just completed it on that side and merged them together here. That's a problem for me. So I'll have to rip it all out at some point, which I'm not looking forward to, and then reseal it again. I know, hey, just I'm just tired. That's it. I'm not ripping on Town Car. I love it. I mean, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't love this car. Like half of the stuff that I already had to do, I would have been like, forget it. You crazy? I'm gonna buy a new, I don't know, Nissan Versa or Chevy Spark. No, God help me. But in any case, yeah. So I'm gonna wrap this up. So this is fine. I'm not gonna touch anything. I think anything I do here, at least at this point, is gonna make it look worse. This doesn't look too bad. I'll wrap it up. I'll put the plastic back on, and then we'll kind of see how it goes. All right, here we go. Plastic piece is back on, the fact that I didn't smudge it all over the place is already a good proof that it's kind of solid enough so it doesn't do any smearing. And then this is going to come over it, and I think at this point it kind of looks as good as it can be. And obviously if nobody knows that this little thing is here, I don't think anybody's going to pay that close enough attention to it. All right, well, we'll see. I mean, will it do anything? I have no idea. The fact that there's no moisture in it now kind of gives me hope that it's just a little bit. The fact that it evaporated and didn't stick in there, that's also a good sign, because there's always that mystery as far as, you know, if the moisture can get in there and stick in there, how come it can't come out? You know, in this case it did. It boiled itself away or whatever. So, all right, maybe town car will live to see another day. We'll see how it goes. See you, everybody.